If you're in search for an experienced realtor in the Jackson area, today's guest is perfect for you. Joining us in studio is DeAnn Gumbert with RE/MAX Mid-Michigan. DeAnn, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yes, you have so much experience in Jackson, not just real estate. Tell us about yourself.
So I'm a Jackson girl, and I like to tell people I've been in real estate 23 years, but I also tell them I was really a corporate travel agent. And 9/11 happened, changed my path, and I was fortunate enough to get into real estate, and it's worked out. And I love my job, and I love my clients.
Yeah, absolutely. You've been telling me a lot about some of your past clients. You definitely do. And then you also have an incredible family, and you followed in your father's footsteps as a county commissioner?
Yes, I was a county commissioner for 3 terms in
Yes.
Jackson, so I met a lot of great people, and I was a little scared when I got to be a county commissioner. My dad asked me to run, and he said, you got to have 3 things. And I said, well, what are those 3 things? And he said, we've got to be a registered voter, okay? He goes, you have to live in the area, okay? He goes, and you have to have an opinion. And I said, oh, I am overqualified for this job. But anyway, I learned a lot. I thought I needed to know everything about everything, but apparently I just need to know all the right people in those certain areas that know about that individual thing or that department, which I've kind of taken that with me into real estate.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a realtor once quote that realtors are a source of the source. And so I definitely agree.
Well, and I think I mentioned that's why I surround myself with rock stars.
Right.
Because I want to work with the best title companies, with the best inspectors, with the best lenders, with the best surveyors. And when you work with the best, you know your clients are being taken care of.
Yeah.
So we take care of our clients, and it makes us look good.
Right.
So I hope I'm in that wheelhouse for some of those people too.
I'm sure you are. It takes a village to sell a home.
It does.
Or to buy a home.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, and you've surrounded yourself with great mortgage lenders, title companies, home inspectors.
Yes, definitely. I was working with a for sale by owner in the last few days, and he had posted something on Facebook to sell his home, and I have a buyer, and we've made arrangements to see it, and he received an offer, so he canceled us, but then they couldn't get the offer together, so we rescheduled, but then the offer fell through again, so we went together, and then he canceled, but it fell through again. So my advice, and I think I told you this earlier, you know, when you get a realtor involved, we can price those houses where they need to be priced. We don't need to be greedy. We can get it where it should be in this market, and like I said, we'll let the buyers be aggressive.
Right.
You know, if we overprice it, we might sit for a little bit, and we might end up 10% less than where we wanted to be. But if we price it right, we might end up 10% higher than you want it to be. So keep that in mind, and like I said, don't be greedy. Price it the way the market will allow, and let the buyer determine how aggressive they want to be.
Right, and work with local experts.
Exactly.
Right.
And a lot of people get pre-approved online, and that's fine. But when we're going to work with somebody, let's work with somebody that we can pick up the phone and get them on the phone, or walk into their office, or somebody we know in the Jackson area that we run into at coffee in the morning or whatever. It makes it a better transaction.
I agree. And we really are in a time where everyone wants to kind of do it yourself. And there's a lot in the news about realtors, but really working with a realtor, working with your local experts is the best bet when buying and selling.
I agree completely.
Yes.
I recommend.
Yes. Well, I love that advice for sellers. Really price it right and let the buyer be aggressive.
Yes.
What kind of advice would you maybe offer to a buyer in this market?
It's probably the same advice I've always offered to my buyers, but it's important because a lot of people want to go look at a house right now. They remind me of when I was 16 and wanted to buy a car. You know, we're ready to go. Well, that's great, but we got to make sure you can afford that car. And we got to make sure that car's got a good engine. And we got to make sure that car gets good gas mileage. So there's all these things we got to do before we pull that trigger. So we've got to get with a lender. And if the buyer doesn't have a bank or know anybody, we're happy to hook you up with some great people and get you pre-approved, and then we're ready to go. And then we can go kick the tires, and when we find the right one, we're in a good position to get it for you.
Yeah, I agree. And a lot of times we see buyers coming pre-approved already when they work with a realtor, but really you talk to, if someone's looking to buy, you can talk about their whole situation and maybe refer them to a specific lender that would fit their needs.
Right, and I just did that the other day. They'd gotten approved through a big mortgage company online, and I sent them to a local lender here, and we were able to get them into a much better program with a way better rate, with a less down payment, with a little mishta money. So I mean, it was like they hit the lottery. They could not believe that they were in a position, they were going to put all this money down and do this, and now not only did we get a better deal for them, they could actually afford more through that program.
Right.
So it was a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, again, it's really important to just sit down and look at the whole picture and see what's best for both buyer and seller.
Yes.
Yes.
And I think I mentioned to you earlier, because I've been doing this a long time, I can't believe all the families I have in my circle, because maybe I started with mom and dad and they were gonna buy a bigger home. And then their parents, they were gonna retire and wanted a condo, so I'm working with them. Well, now the kids are old enough, so now I'm selling the kids' house. And I've actually sold some grandkids' houses. So it is so important. It is never about this deal. I mean, I want all my deals to be good. And I'm gonna be that sponge, and I'm gonna absorb all that stress, and you're not even gonna know about it, because I'm gonna handle it. And then, so when that deal goes through and everybody's happy, that's when that family referral comes in. So you're building relationships is what you're doing, and that's what I love about my job.
Yeah, that's excellent. Well, this
Yeah.
is great information for the viewers. If someone is looking to buy or sell, how can they reach you?
You can always reach me on my phone. I have it. It is always on me. 517-206-0635. DeAnnGumbert@gmail.com, or you can get on the RE/MAX webpage and you'll find me and a bunch of other wonderful agents there.
Excellent. Thank you so much, DeAnn.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes. If you're ready to buy or sell your next home, give DeAnn Gumbert a call.